And we bring you back to Michael Eubank Stadium, where we're waiting for the boys matchup between the Titans and the Sentinels. Kickoff in about 6 and change, but we are fortunate to have with us the stars of the Sentinels' 2-0 victory on the women's side over the Titans. So we bring in the unstoppable force that is Riley Kelly.
Hi, Joe.
Hi, Riley. Second half, look, a tight one. You only had about 1,000 shots.
Yeah.
And you're only leading 1-0. And then finally, you get a beautiful feed from Sienna Bohold, and you kind of blow it open. And how much was that kind of a sense of relief after really dominating this one?
It was really good. Definitely needed that. And I feel like after it kind of just boosted the team's morale a little bit. I definitely feel like after we scored that second one, we definitely stepped up our game a little bit. And although we weren't able to score again, I feel like our team's morale was definitely a bit higher.
And Riley, how difficult was this one? Because, I mean, the shot disparity was like 16-1 after one half, 33-4 at the end. But is this kind of one that you have to learn from, that there's going to be games like this and you just got to continue to play it out?
Yes, definitely. We definitely had way too many shots and not enough goals. But yeah, definitely our coach, Billy, he said this is definitely one of the games we are going to have to learn from, something we work with. The effort's there and the power's there. It's just the execution that we need to work on.
2-0 out of the gates. This team has been in the postseason 2 years in a row. And you and I talked last year during baseball season, maybe the team might have underperformed losing that double overtime game against Mesquite. So you have a lot of weapons, a lot of firepower, a lot of experience. What's the expectations for this team this year?
This year, I think we're going to go all the way. We definitely have some new underclassmen that have really brought a lot of skill to this team this year and to this program. So this year, I definitely think we're going to go a very long way.
Off to a 2-0 start. First, the victory over Eastmark on the road, 6-1, and then you come back here, you get this win. What do you think this team, it's early in the season, every season has like your quarters per se, and so you're in the first quarter. What's this team looking like after 2?
I definitely think that after this, we're just going to keep going and keep playing our hardest. This is definitely not one of our best games. We didn't execute it that well, but definitely going forward, once we start working on the things we need to, we'll have a very strong team right here.
And Riley, next time you're out on the grass is next Friday, right here at Michael Eubank Stadium against ALA QC. Obviously, you're familiar with their personnel. What can you expect?
They're a good team. Definitely, we played them twice last year, once in regular season and once in a tournament. And they're definitely a good team. But I think we can win. I think we're going to beat them. Okay,
so we're going to do the great pass. It's going to be a centering pass right here from Riley Kelly to Kylie Monks on the headphone exchange here. Let's see how perfect this one is.
All right, thank you, Joe.
Riley, perfect exchange. And now it's Kylie Monks on the great exchange. And now Kylie Monks will join me. And Kylie had a fantastic game. Make no mistake, she hit the crossbar. She peppered Emmy Kuntz 1, twice, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. So needless to say, you guys get the victory, and the shot disparity, it was something like 33-4. And I know this one there might have been a source of frustration because of you controlling the tempo, but at the end, bottom line, you get the victory. And how satisfying was it to walk off the field and getting the second victory of the year?
Extremely satisfying. We're trying to do our best we can this year. We want to go undefeated for as long as possible, so getting this win today was a really big deal, especially moving on to ALA Queen Creek on Friday. It was a big game where we were able to just practice like our positioning and touches with each other, and also shooting, obviously. We saw a lot of that today.
Yeah, let's give some credit to the freshman between the pipes. Emmy Kuntz, a freshman for the Titans, and like we talked about, the shot disparity, Kylie, 33-4. You hit the crossbar on a beautiful shot, and how good was she to literally keep her team in this one?
She saved a lot of good shots from everyone around the field. We were all hitting her with shots over and over again, and she was able to capitalize on those and save them almost every single time. A lot of them we did shoot like straight to her, which is something we want to change once we go to ALA Queen Creek and look for those corners next time.
So, Kylie, take us back to last year. You lose to Mesquite in the playing game in double overtime after handling them in the regular season 6-2. Was that loss kind of lingering in the back of your minds as you step into this one and not allow complacency to step in whatsoever?
Yes, absolutely. One of the biggest things with Mesquite last year was that every girl in the field was timid to take shots. We were all scared of shooting, but you miss 100% of the shots that you don't take. So it's important to
Wayne
take
Gretzky.
them when you're able to. Yes.
Yeah. So this team comes in obviously fearless, coming in with an attacking mentality, and you mix kind of some talented seniors with some great freshmen and underclassmen. Your thoughts of the talent you see on this team?
So far, it's great. We have the freshmen that we have are all very strong. We're able to trust them when we put them on the field, and we're able to know that they're going to be able to do something with the ball and capitalize on the opportunity that we give them. So it's exciting to see.
So, Kylie, is it safe to say this team, it's all about the gold ball? Would you be satisfied with anything left, you and Riley, your senior years before you depart and, take the next step in your lives?
Yes, we want to go all the way this year because we have the potential to do so, and we have Billy as our coach, and he always makes sure we have the confidence to do so.
So I wouldn't let you guys go before I give you a text from Grant Wagner. And Grant talked about both of you, and he said, give me 1 second. He said, Kylie Monks is the heart of the Seton midfield since her sophomore year, and if she's the heart, Riley Kelly has been the soul. Those two players are absolutely dynamite. And that is from Grant, who's watching, of course, in Utah. So I want to let you know that Grant, even though he's out of mind, he's not, out of sight, but he's not out of mind, and he's with you guys and supporting you from across the border. So I wish you guys the very best. We'll see you here Friday. Get the rest, get some hydration, and stick around, watch the boys' game, and I appreciate your time. That is
awesome.
Kylie Monks. That is Riley Kelly. The ladies now 2-0. They gritted this one out. They grinded it out. Shot disparity 33-4, but they get their second victory of the year. Now we have the boys' action coming up as the ladies depart. Ladies, take care. Have a good evening. The doctor, Adam Perry, back on the mic, and we're going to talk about the boys' matchup coming up. And this is a Seton soccer team from last year that really had some issues. And talking to Coach William Baker as we take a moment for both sides are going back to their respective sides to get the final pep talks and the starting lineup for the visiting Thunderbird Titans, led by head coach Kirk Mierig in his 9th year. Between the pipes is Jackson Jenna, defender Nathan Majardin Antunes, streaker Brian Costa, defender Kevin Antonio Reyes, midfielder Elias Ramirez, number 8 Victor Gonzalez Gracia, midfielder, number 9 Noah Anterton, a midfielder, number 11 Jack Trin, a streaker, number 14 Damian Antunes, a defender, number 15 Christian Martinez, a midfielder, number 16 Matthew Hernandez, a defender. Starting lineup for the Sentinels: number 0, Ali Acuna; number 3, Jacob Alarkin; number 6, Zach Sauer; number 9, Matt Albanese; number 10, Jamie Dahl; number 11, Eduardo Borboa; number 12, Ethan Garcia; number 14, Victor Nichols; number 17, Griffin Charleston; number 20, Josh Brown; and number 16, Logan Sauer. And this one is underway. So, Doc, we saw the women take care of business. Now it's Seton trying to do its part. The men in action, a team only one victory last year. And, Doc, I had a chance to talk to Coach Baker about this unit and where the goal is going to come from. And he said they're coming into this season with a chip on their shoulder because no one's expecting anything from Seton's men's soccer. And sometimes when no one's expecting anything from you and you got that chip, you got that fire, what can that do for a team?
You know, the man that has nothing to lose is the most dangerous man. And, I mean, coming off of one win, expectations are pretty much zero. I mean, the bar is low, and these guys have a lot of opportunity, and if they seize that, you know, that'll be a great improvement for them. And just even one win, tying last year's record, would be good. And 2 wins is all it takes for them to have a good, successful, improved season. And obviously they're hoping for more than 2 wins this season, but it starts here. It starts tonight, and it starts with getting that first one.
So the Titans come out and get a shot on goal by Victor Gonzalez Gracia, and that was a rip at about the 1 minute mark in this first half. So the Titans coming out and trying to set the tone with Victor Gonzalez Gracia and rip that one over the crossbar. So when talking to Coach Baker about the men's side, I said, where the goal is going to come from? And he says collectively they feel they're much improved from last year. Eduardo Borboa is always a factor on the offensive end. And he said in a scrimmage recently against Williamsfield, about the first 20 minutes in, they led 1-0, which means they're playing well in the back end and did just enough offensively to be in that game. And in a contest like this, Doc, for Seton, a team that has struggled the last 2 years and really trying to find itself offensively, getting off to a quick start, I think, is paramount.
Yeah, absolutely. Setting the pressure and setting the pace would be Seton's best course of action, and they're doing a pretty good job of that right now. They've been hard on the offensive since this one kicked off. Hopefully they can keep that pace up.
So Seton had some numbers, and now this one skied, and a scoring opportunity for the Titans, and that is trickled just to the right. And a great heads-up play by the goalkeeper for Seton. And a great effort by Ali Acuna between the pipes. And that was a hustling effort by the Titans. And a corner kick opportunity is Elias Ramirez, who was just on that shot just a short time ago. Ramirez feeds it in the middle, and the header goes into the corner. Seton doing a nice job giving chase. They're trying to clear it out. And some physicality in that lower end. Some good ball movement and some good fakes by Gracia. You can tell the young man, number 8 for the Titans, highly skilled. He's got some moves, he's got some sizzle, and he's got some physicality. And Seton giving chase. Opportunity, point blank shot right into the arms of Jackson Jenna. And that was a blistering shot by Josh Brown. And that's a good sign for Seton early. They beat the defense down the field, and Josh Brown with a good look. And about the 4-minute mark. And for Seton team, where shots on goal last year were so sporadic, Doc, that's a good sign early. And now a throw-in opportunity. So this is a Seton team coming out, trying to hold its own, trying to come out of the gates and get a win. And what a tremendous boost of confidence that would be for this team to get that first win out of the gates. I mean, Doc, you've been part of so many opening days on the mound or watching your team and supporting them on the field and that opening day. To get that first one, to get the juices flowing, to get the momentum going in the right direction, how good of a feeling is that?
Yeah, I mean, it's a fantastic feeling, and it sets up the rest of your season in a winner's mentality. You know, you're not chasing that icebreaker, and you already have that under your belt. And Seton right now is off on the right foot to getting that first win.
Crossing shot. Make that a crossing pass by Jamie Dahl. And now it's the Titans on the offense and working it down the field and coming up like a bolt of lightning. Left side, a couple good moves, and that's going to get a whistle blown right there on the turf. And falling and coming in hard and coming in fast was the Thunderbird Titans, working hard up the field. And trying to get an explanation. And looking for a free kick was Jack Trin. Instead, it's going to be a corner kick. Trin wanted that from the referee. He didn't get it. Centering off the corner. And the Sentinels, Josh Brown, good job by Josh Brown. Brown beats a midfielder. Brown, good job staying on his feet. Brown. Shot is up, and that one is going to trickle in.
Wow.
Josh Brown from 30 yards out knocks it in, and the Sentinels take the lead. And Josh Brown, coast to coast, dazzling the good rip, and over the outstretched arms of Jackson Jenna, and the Sentinels take the early lead.
Wow, that is just phenomenal. That was an amazing shot, and it looks like Jackson Jenna maybe didn't anticipate that shot having so much heat on it. But regardless, it falls, and the Sentinels are up 1-0 early.
And what a great start for the Sentinels, getting a goal at the 6-minute and 15-second mark of this first half. And Josh Brown dazzling just a couple possessions earlier. And look at Coach Baker on that sidelines. He's got a big smile as he talks to his assistant coach. And just a great start for this Sentinels team. Once again, goals for this team were so hard to come by last year. And now they get off to a quick start, and an excellent effort by Josh Brown. And now the Titans looking to answer, and Seton working well. Jack Trin trying to beat a couple Seton defenders. Works that outside to Antunes. Crossing pass, and Josh Brown just laying out on the turf. And the Titans, they play on. And what a save by Ali Acuna between the pipes. Another good rip by the Titans. And the Titans continue to put pressure point blank, and that is in. The Titans answer. This time it's Jack Trin, and Trin did not miss. Make that was Brian Costa on the equalizer that ties this one up. So Josh Brown, and that was a situation, Doc, where Seton did not clear it out. They let this talented Titan team, explosive offensively, hang around in the box, and the Titans took advantage.
Yeah, just too much time around the box right there, and the lead of Seton is short-lived. The Titans wasting no time to answer back and equalize this one. We're tied up at 1.
Josh Brown trying to work that ball down the field. Now it's the Titans at midfield working it up. And so good to hear from the ladies after their 2-0 victory over the Thunderbird Titans to improve to 2-0 on the year. Once again, another opportunity. And the Sentinels. And there's a whistle blown earlier on the play. So there is some physicality, and right now Seton has to be able to handle the speed and agility. You're seeing it from that front line. Victor Gonzalez Gracia. He puts it in 5th gear, Doc. He's going what seems like to be 100 miles an hour on the field, as well as another speedster and Brian Costa. Sentinels have got to get back defensively and put bodies on bodies. Nathan Antunes, also a physical force, #1 for the Titans. So the Sentinels need to take some time and control the ball and work the ball up the field and put a little pressure on that back end of the Titans. We started at 4 o'clock with the women's game, and now we're in the night in South Chandler. Mother Nature cooperating, not super cold here, and good crowd on hand as a whistle has blown on the field. And now we play on. Sentinels on throw-in. Titans trying to take it away. Jacob Olakan now on that back end to Acuna. Acuna will shoot it up that left side, and that will go out of bounds. So the Titans have shown so much explosiveness. Now Coach Baker working that sidelines a little bit. And this is where the Sentinels have to dig deep. They've got to find the strength to be relentless on that back end and put a body on a body and get back and not be outworked by the forward play of the Titans. We've seen the forwards of Thunderbird just really outrace the Sentinels and really work Ali Acuna between the pipes. And on the other side, offensively, Josh Brown worked it coast to coast. And he beat Jackson Jenna. Jenna on the high reaching attempt at the save and could not haul it in. So Sentinels trying to clear it out. Working is Griffin Charleston. And right there, the Titans controlling the pace. And right now you can tell, Doc, that the Titans are so comfortable offensively. They got their defensive unit right at the midfield stripe. So the Sentinels, if they can find the chance to pooch one down the field and work it up the field and maybe have a one-on-one opportunity against Jackson Jenna, that's going to be their best bet. So a free kick opportunity for the Titans. Sentinels trying to get their offense in place. And that's going to be taken by Victor Gonzalez Gracia. Gracia fires it up. Ali Acuna. And that one's just booted away at the last second. Acuna maybe mistimed the jump just a bit.
Yeah.
Some physicality right there, getting tangled up. Emmanuel Martinez for the Sentinels. Make that, in fairness, Zach Sauer on that sideline. Appreciate you guys dialing us up right here on the Seton Catholic Sports Network. You're watching the men's game between the Sentinels and the Thunderbird Titans. The nightcap after the women won their matchup against Thunderbird by the count of 2-0 in the onslaught. The shots on goal was, Doc, 33-4, something insane. And the women talked about it. It wasn't an easy contest because the opportunities just didn't fall. But needless to say, they picked up their second victory of the year. 6-1. Make that a 6-1 victory over Eastmark. And then the 2-0 victory over the Thunderbird Titans. And they're back on the field Friday against ALA Queen Creek right here at Michael Eubank Stadium. This one knotted at 1. Foul call goes against the Titans. Had a chance to talk to Kirk Mierig, now his 9th year, from Alaska. He said he moved here because he was sick of seeing snow. Played soccer at Paradise Valley Community College. So a man who knows the game fairly well and confident about his team. Season opener for his squad, so he's anxious to see what they can do. And you can tell by the offensive personnel, they've got skill. Yeah.
And so far tonight, obviously, we see a much different matchup than we saw earlier in the day, with the women's having the 33-4 shot differential. And here tonight, it's a much, much closer matchup.
And this one is really going to be a testable. And this shot is up and wide, and that was a good rip. Got to applaud the effort, and that was a quality rip by Victor Nichols. Nichols over the crossbar, but still, you got to take the shots, and that is a point of emphasis for Coach Baker. Too many times in the past when you watch the Seton men's team, no one's putting a shot on goal, and you're not going to score by not attempting. And in that case, Victor Nichols gave it a good rip just over the crossbar. Centering pass, that one booted, and that one is in. A quality rip and connection, and it's the Titans going on top by the count of 2-1. And that on the receiving end, Jack Trin. Jack Trin, point blank. And this Titans team opening the season on the road, now taking a 2-1 lead. So the Sentinels, we talked about, Doc, can't have a team like the Titans getting too much space.
Yep.
And that was the case there as Trin had a good feed and knocked it in. So Brian Costa ties it at 1, then Jack Trin makes it 2-1. And about the 20-minute mark in this first half. So right now for the Sentinels, it's all about digging deep and fighting. 2-1 is nothing in the course of a soccer contest. In this pitch, they have to continue to battle and put shots on goal and just put body on a body. And right now we're seeing the forwards for the Titans just getting too much space and Sentinels not taking good angles. They're just getting beat to the corner.
Yeah.
And when a forward or midfielder gets the corner and they turn and then it's a one-on-one situation, then it's quite easy to pop one in, and Trin made that one count for a 2-1 Thunderbird lead. Edward Barboa tries to work it up the field, giving chase. And Jamie Dahl. Now the Titans racing up. Yet another opportunity. And that one is knocked in. And the Titans are responding in a big way. Third goal of the first half. And that one is the second for Brian Costa. And the Titans looking mighty, mighty tough with a 3-1 lead. And right now we're catching the Seton defenders a little bit flat-footed, Doc, and the forwards of the Titans are just racing right by them.
Yeah, and you know the pace of the game has completely shifted in the Titans' favors. They've taken this game and made it their own. Seton needs to try and get the ball back and have something going on offense here if they want any shot of switching this game back in their favor. But 3 unanswered goals now by the Titans in a row, and they're poised to make it 4. They're on offense yet again, and the Sentinels are having a hard time keeping up with the short pass game.
So the Sentinels looking up at the scoreboard. Of course, they'll be back in action Friday night against ALA QC. Season open for the Sentinels, and of course they trying to get off to a good start. They started fast with a Josh Brown goal, and then the Titans kicked it to another level. And that shot from the outside is whiffed on by Joaquin Almeida. Almeida had the corner and just waved at it, much to the delight of the Seton faithful. Right now, Seton defensively gasping for air a little bit.
Yeah.
They've got to push the pace, get the ball back, and pass the midfield stripe and start working the ball offensively. 3-1 is by no means insurmountable, but right now with the Titans, that one hits off the post. Another good quality rip by the Titans, and they are just controlling the tempo right now and really putting the pressure on Ali Acuna. And Zach Sauer and Jacob Alarcon, they've got to pick it up defensively. And this is a collective effort. Just don't put it on the defenders. I mean, the midfielders have got to be better in attacking the ball, and everyone's got to be better in open space as Acuna brings that in. Can't stress enough. Soccer's about angles and effort. And right now, it's just the Titans. Right now, their offensive talent, when they're in fifth gear, they're not being slowed down. And the Sentinels just not getting in good position. And a good move yet again. And coming up is Trin. And Trin gets taken to the turf. Griffin Charleston right there. And Good effort by Griffin Charleston, showing some physicality, refusing to let Jack Trin beat him in space. Trin, a senior, 5'11", buck 40. Charleston, a junior. And the Titans, and this one cleared out past midfield, I should say, and the Titans right there working it back the other way. And the Titans racing up that left side. Almeida, he beats one defender, shoots it across. Coming over was Brian Costa, looking for his third goal of the night. And this is where a point in the contest with under 20 minutes left in this first half, Doc. Seton's got to make a stand.
Yeah, Seton has to come out and make a big offensive statement here if they want a chance at winning this one. I mean, they are playing the majority of this game on defense right now, and they're pretty much, in the hands of the Titans, and the Titans are playing this game their way, and they're playing at will, essentially. The Sentinels need to do something to switch up the momentum and change up the pace.
Throw-in opportunity. Header right there, point blank. Brian Costa was trying to knock it in with the noggin. They worked the ball down. Alameda giving chase for the Titans. Under 19 minutes left in this first half. Alameda shoots it across, and that one punched in. Alameda on the great feed. And another goal by the Titans, and this time it's Brian Costa yet again. And Costa with a hat trick in the first half.
Wow. Almost in the first 20 minutes of the contest.
So Alameda to Costa, and it's a 4-1 Titans lead. Joaquin Alameda to Brian Costa. And if Brian Costa was working on his demo reel for future college consideration, and he had someone here working this game for him, well, he's got some and then some.
Yeah, he'd be doing all right tonight.
And that's banged in yet again.
That was a phenomenal shot.
And Brian Costa scores yet again.
Wow.
And the lead is now 5-1. And my goodness, what started off so quickly for the Sentinels with a Josh Brown goal has turned into a Brian Costa highlight reel. Brian Costa with 4 goals in the first 26 minutes. And Seton trying to get something going offensively. They got a Josh Brown goal early, and that has essentially been it. And then it's been one Brian Costa shot on goal after another. And this is a Seton team, once again, still learning how to win, learning how to be tough, learning how to be physical. Squad with a losing record last year, only 1 victory. Really trying to find itself, and one shot, making a couple shots on goal, both by Josh Brown. One got in over the outstretched hands of Jackson Jenna. And it's the Titans giving chase. And good play. Sliding and breaking up, Jacob Alarcon. Working that right side. A little bump and chase by the Titans. And that trickles out of bounds, and some words being exchanged by Jacob Alarcon and one of the Titans players. And this is a point, Doc, where, look, you're down 5-1. You can't let frustration, you can't let trash talk. You got to continue to play hard and try to just stay focused at the task at hand.
Yeah, exactly. I mean, if you let the emotions get the best of you, you're only making the game harder on yourself and putting another obstacle in your way.
Victor Nichols will have an opportunity. Nichols shoots it up, and that one is through the crossbar for the three-point goal. And needs to say, that doesn't count in soccer, so
No.
that one is high, and Nichols with a good rip, though. A 5-1 Seton deficit. Brian Costa, the senior, 5'10", $165, 4 first-half goals. Seton with a good look and battling underneath, trying to make some noise against Jenna Jackson. And right there was Josh Brown yet again, battling against Jackson Jenna. So a corner kick opportunity for the Sentinels. Under 16 minutes left in this first half from Michael Eubanks Stadium. We are now at night after the women got things going with a 2-0 victory over Thunderbird. Sentinels started fast in this one with a Josh Brown electric coast-to-coast goal, beating Jackson Jenna. And then the Thunderbird Titans picked up, and they've just put it into gear and then some. Brian Costa with 4 of the 5 goals. The other score being accounted for by Jack Trin. That one knocked to the right side and out of play by Zach Sauer. 14 and change left in this first half. Sentinels with a corner opportunity. As Victor Nichols going to shoot it from the corner. Of course, you want more. Seton Athletics Wednesday night. The boys basketball team taking on Poston Butte at John J. McMahon Gym. Victor Nichols, corner, header, knocked out front, and the Titans clearing it out. Some physicality by Seton. Titans stay on their feet, working that left side, and Jack Trin. Ali Acuna comes out of the box, and Titans still controlling the pace with Miguel Fierro. Acuna thought about it and races up and gets it. So a good defensive possession by Seton right there. Looking to make some noise in this latter half after starting fast and now down by 4. And this Seton boys team working hard, just trying to figure out how to get better along the way. Sauer, right side. And Sauer, Miguel Fierro. The hustling defensive play, knocking the ball out of bounds. And that was just a great acceleration by Miguel Fierro. Looked like Seton had the corner with Zach Sauer, and Fierro just came out of nowhere and took the ball away. Possession remains with Seton on the throw-in. And working that far right quadrant, Victor Nichols and Sauer, and Sauer once again on the throw-in. He's got a slew of options and trying to decide which one. Throws it right in the middle. And the Titans trying to clear it, but right there is Seton. Opportunity left side. Pulling it back out. Eduardo Borboa. Borboa in the corner. Manned up by a couple Titans. And that's always a tough thing when you're basically tagged by a couple defenders.
Yeah, almost like a trap play in basketball there.
And in that case, a Seton offensive player or need to give Borboa a passing opportunity to clear it out.
Yes.
And that's the case in a situation like this, Doc. You're down 5. You've got to make every hustle play.
Yeah.
You've got to get back defensively. You got to put 2 bodies on an offensive player, and in that situation where Borboa is trapped in the corner, he needs his offensive players to come to him and help him out.
Yeah.
That way he can try to dump a pass their way and keep the offensive possession going.
Right, because Seton's time on offense so far tonight has been pretty limited.
It's been Josh Brown and a couple key possessions early, and then after that it was the lightning that struck by the Titans. And it struck fast and it struck furiously, and it's in the form of Brian Costa, a senior, 5'10", a $165, looking like a heavyweight at 225.
Yeah.
Just explosive, but we've also seen their speed as well. Seton's kind of settling in though after that 5th goal out and putting more body contact on and getting back. Still a lot of time to be played, and there's a lot to be learned in the course of a contest like this. Sometimes the best victories are in a game like this where your character and your poise is tested, Doc.
Yeah, absolutely. And this gives Seton a chance to really test the waters this season and test their depth and see how they do late in a stretch, when they might be trailing by a couple of goals, and see what kind of fight they have this season. See if they can, keep this one competitive or if they're going to fizzle out of this one.
Under 10 minutes left in this first half. And Jackson Jenna, he boots it up. The goaltender for the Titans was tested early. Now he's taking a mental siesta back there because he's had some time to himself. Good defensive effort by Seton. Now you saw in that possession 4 red shirts compared to only 2 attackers for Thunderbird, and that's exactly what Seton needs to do. It wasn't that their defense was in those 4 goals allowed. Just sometimes it was a one-on-one situation, and the hustle play by the Titans beat Seton out. And that is a case where you need 2 defenders back there, working hard. Ali Acuna coming up, and that's going to be a foul against, looks like Jack Trin.
Yeah, he made contact with the keeper there, and that's typically a no-go.
So it's going to be Sentinels ball under 9 minutes left, trailing 5-1. Physicality right there, and yeah, that's an easy call. You can tell Henry Trin was trying to sell that, but he was right into the back of the Sentinels midfielder, and the ref's like, sorry, you're not getting that call. Clearly against the Titans, the Sentinels with a chance to have a good offensive possession. Working hard and shot out of bounds. Good hustle play, good effort by the Sentinels. Really trying to find themselves in the course of this one. Matchup between these 2 teams, 4A rivals. Of course, Thunderbird located up the 17, northern part of Phoenix. Making the trek here. The women's squad felt the Seton women. They've got state title aspirations, and we heard from Kylie Monks talk about the squad last year that members of the team were afraid to take shots, and that's not the case this year.
Definitely not.
They've got a slew of talented attackers that will give them an opportunity in the course of numerous games, and that's a good rip, and that's a tremendous save by Jackson Jenna, and that was just simply a laser by Eduardo Borboa, and a good quality rip, but right into the hands of Jackson Jenna. And right now what we're seeing, better effort on the Sentinels defensive end. We're seeing defenders getting back, no one-on-one opportunities. And this is going to be a learning curve, Doc, when Coach Baker and his staff and they'll look at the tape of the boys, they're going to see some apparent things.
Yeah.
Not getting back defensively really cost them in the course of this one, getting beat in transition. And that one is up, and that one is in. The Titans, yet again, blasted home.
And once again, we see an unfavorable matchup right there in the box with a one-on-one situation after some good passing by the Titans. And, you know, with the Sentinels just being out of position, it leaves too many holes for the Titans, and they've been capitalizing all night.
Jack Trin, his second goal of the night, and it's a 6-1 Titans lead. So it's been the Brian Costa and Jack Trin show. Costa with 4 goals, Trin with 2. Borboa tries to pooch it up. And a missed opportunity out front. Sentinels on a good little pooch by Borboa. And Jamie Dahl looked like he had an opportunity and couldn't knock it in. A 6-1 Titans advantage. The nightcap from Michael Eubanks Stadium. And we've got some body contact in the corner. Closing in on 5 minutes left in this first half. And Doc, it's the season to be jolly.
Yes.
Have you gone Christmas shopping at all?
You know, I haven't. I've been so busy with school and finals coming up. I haven't had the chance, but definitely looking forward to it. I love gift giving, and, you know, it's the holidays. It's the time to appreciate your family and friends, and a lot of love going around the holiday season. And it'd be nice if the Sentinels could show some love on the pitch here tonight and complete this comeback.
Absolutely, and there is another opportunity for the Titans trying to beat and split a couple defenders, and that shot is stroked wide to the right. And once again, it's Jack Trin. Trin showing his moves, and you know, at this point, Doc, I could easily add up all the shots by the Titans, but I'm just going to stop with the goals.
Yeah.
Because that's really,
it's unneeded.
It's not. I'm not going to put salt on the wound. These young men for the Sentinels, they're going to have to learn from this, and they're going to have to learn how to be stronger, faster, tougher, work harder. And on the baseball field, we got some action as some team is getting some work out there, but it's all about the Sentinels. On this side is Jackson Jenna, the goalkeeper for the T-Birds, rolls that one in and fires it across. Sentinels trying to get something going late in this first half. It started well. Josh Brown out-hustled the whole stadium.
Yep.
With a shot beating Jackson Jenna. And then after that, the Titans decided no mas. And they've come out and owned this one ever since. Offensively, here they come again. Sentinels trying to get out of this one with no more goals allowed. Trailing 6-1.
And they keep possession. So the Titans with another chance to extend the score right here at Michael Eubanks Stadium. And, I mean, they've just been so dynamic around midfield that the Sentinels have essentially no chance to get anything started.
And so you have a scope of the field right now. The Titans are basically having their defenders play the midfield stripe because they're so confident in their offensive attack. And that one is blistered. And once again, the shot is in, and the shot is good. And it's not Brian Costa, and it's not Jack Trin.
That's a shock.
And we're going to get a number for you in just a second. And this goal is scored by number 15, Christian Argueta Martinez. So Argueta Martinez gets in on the fun. makes it 7-1. So Brian Costa with 4, Jack Tren with 2. Tren looking for another one. Tren misfires. Ali Acuna, and that one's punched out the last second. Good hustle effort on the back end by Seton. Under 2 minutes left. Sentinels just want to get into the half and try to just forget about this first frame. And the Titans looking just to continue to build on solid offensive execution. So, tis the holidays. Merry Christmas. Happy holidays to everyone out there. Hope your families are safe and you spend some good holiday time with your loved ones out there. Travel safely. Doc, I will be heading to Arlington, Texas next week, and then I'm heading to St. Petersburg, Florida to
Very
see my
exciting.
mom. Yep.
Very exciting.
Going to do an event for Sports Illustrated next week. Youth
Wow.
football for 4 or 5 days, and then
Wow.
I go to St. Pete, Florida to see my mom.
That's
And
lovely.
Yeah, that one is fired way up over the crossbar. Once again, Victor Nichols giving it a rip. And you got to love the hustle and effort by Victor Nichols, working it. It's all about pride at this point. You're down 7-1. You know, this is a point where, Doc, I mean, look, you've been in situations like this, and I have too. You're losing, but you got to take it a little personally. And there's got to be a pride factor involved in trying to play hard and seeing this one out and letting the Titans know that, yes, they might win this one, but there's also showing some heart and resiliency the rest of the way.
Yeah. Absolutely. And, you know, the Sentinels might be playing for just a little bit more than pride here. If I'm not mistaken, there is an 8-point differential mercy rule after the 60-minute mark. We'll check on that after the half, but the Sentinels still fighting to stay alive and stay in this contest. They trail 6 as we head into halftime.
Short time out here from John J. McMahon Gym. It's not the gym, it's Michael Eubank Stadium. Sorry. Lack of sleep can sometimes do a body no good. Sentinels trailing at the break. More coming up right here on the Seton Catholic Sports Network.
So here we go, back for the second half of action here at Michael Eubanks Stadium. Your Sentinels have a chance to do what looks like the impossible here. They are trailing 6 points as we head into the second half, and things are not looking too bright for them, but anything is possible as long as there's time on the clock. And the Sentinels got off to this game incredibly hot. They had a phenomenal goal to kick this one off. They were leading 1-0. But the Titans, led by Brian Costa and company, put up a slew of goals consecutively. And now they lead by 6 goals. And Seton is on the back foot. If the Titans put up 2 more goals before the end of regulation, this one is going to be ended early. But hopefully Seton can corral their defenders and then the forwards to get some offensive action going and take back control of this one. Joining me now, Joey P.
And it was kind of a great start. It was a fantastic start for Seton, getting a goal from Josh Brown, who willed his way up the field, racing up the field, and being Jackson Jenna on a high shot just over his outreached hands. And then from there, you know, it's one of those things where the Titans came full force. They put it in DEFCON 1. They put it on Top Gun, accelerated, Pete Maverick, superstar speed.
Yeah.
And the defenders of Seton just got caught flat-footed on too many occasions. And this is a situation soccer really is. If you're outmanned physically, you got to be able to put 2 bodies on a attacker at all times. And Seton too many times did not do that, and that was a tough way for the Sentinels. After that, they gave up 7 goals, and Brian Costa with 4, Jack Trin with 2, and then it was Christian Argento Martinez that made it 7-1. So as the doctor, the future anesthesiologist of the Hollywood Stars, mentioned that if Seton gives up 2 more goals, this one is a mercy roll. So this one's about pride, and this one is about trying to keep this one going for the full contest. And, you know, this is a match that Seton is going to learn from. It's early in the season, and it's not where you begin. It's where you go from this learning curve, and this is a learning curve. This is about discipline. This is about physicality. This is about will. And unfortunately, in that first half, the Titans willed all their attributes onto Seton, and Seton really had no pushback or no answers. So now it's up to Coach Baker and his team, and Coach Baker, and as he watches from the sidelines, to figure out what went right, what went wrong, and trying to piece together a solid second half, and hopefully the young men can stay in this one, Doc.
Yeah, and they're coming out of the half looking pretty strong here. Things are going well for them. They're applying pressure on offense, and some mistakes are being made on the Titan side of the ball.
And getting some notes from our good friend, and that is the great Grant Wagner. And a little bit about Victor Nichols, who had a couple shots in that first half. Says he has great potential. Battled every game last year. This team, he feels, has so much potential, and they just got to continue to build and believe. And really, on the offensive end, they got a quick goal, but here's another chance. And as you alluded to, Doc, in the first couple minutes of this second frame, they've really owned. And this is a pass across the way. They didn't take the shot. Instead, tried to control it through the center of the field, and they lose possession, and Josh Brown gets it back. And Josh Brown has done a nice job of showing some hustle as Eduardo Borboa shoots it wide. So as we talk about Borboa, he played on Grant Wagner's old club team, the Arsenal, on the Elite Club National League squad. Has an offer to play collegiately a great young man. He's humble, hardworking, and most importantly, a trustworthy young man in the making. Look for big things on the horizon for Eduardo. And that's great to hear because, look, we can always judge. And that shot is in. Eduardo Borboa knocks it in. And the Sentinels answer. And it's now 7-2.
The Sentinels have looked phenomenal coming out of the half. I mean, they've been on offense the entire time, and they're really pushing the pace. And there it is. It paid off right there.
They get the answer on the Borboa goal, as we were just mentioning the future for him and how things are so bright. And regardless of the scoreboard, you want to see all these men and all these women out here and all these high school athletes just be successful in the game of life. And that's what high school sports allows them to do, teaches them, I should say, about accountability, reliability, dependability, determination, hard work, effort, and they're learning all these things by participating in athletics. Josh Brown feeding that one up the field, and giving chase, and turning the corner. Victor Nichols shoots it across, and that one is knocked out of bounds. And the Sentinels, as you mentioned, looking much better in this second half, and maybe the Titans have taken their foot off the pedal a little bit. Maybe a little complacent, a little relaxing, but, you know, got to love the fight by this Sentinels team. They're coming out here and they're swinging, right? And
Yeah.
second half, they laid the first knockout blow, and they're still in this one, and they're trying to go the distance and put up a fight, and that's all you can ask. And that one, corner opportunity, and header goes out of bounds. But another good executional play by the Sentinels. 35 minutes left. Effort and energy is picking up. And right now, on the field, Borboa, Nichols, Josh Brown, just to name a few. Acuna between the pipes. Sauer on the back end. And another corner opportunity for the Sentinels. And Jamie Dahl will have the opportunity to put his teammates in the right position, and Borboa over the crossbar, and Eduardo really picking up the pace in this second half. A goal and two other shots on goal. So the Sentinels really picking up some steam and in front of the home crowd. And there is a good crowd here. And on the other side for the Titans, they've have their fan base. And Jackson Jenna loses the handle, and that's a foul call. And that's a foul call right there. And they finally call it.
Wow.
And that was just blatant.
Twice in a row.
A good display of sportsmanship after laying the body blow. And Damian Antoinez, the senior defender. So, Doc, it's one that situation was like, look, the referee didn't see it the first time. You had to see it the second time.
Yeah.
Right?
There was no way he was going to get away from that second call right there.
And this time around, I want to see the Sentinels just attack and put a shot on goal.
Yeah.
Not trying to kick it and work the middle of the field, but it's going to be Borboa with an opportunity. He's looking, and former Arsenal player shoots it up, and that one's over the crossbar. But a good, strong look, and Eduardo's having a great second half. Really pushing the pace and making some opportunities for his team. But the entire Sentinels front line, from the midfielders to the forwards, are just doing a better job of controlling the pace. And on the other side, Jack Trinh is still in. Brian Costa is still in for the Titans. So it's not like their head coach and Kirk Mierig is clearing the bench and he's got his second unit in. That's not the case. Sentinel's making some noise off the front line guys, and that's what you want to see. Because the Sentinels, it's a long uphill task, and that's a great pass. And Josh Brown maybe shot that just a little early, and Victor Nichols with a great pass upfield, the perfect leading pass, and Josh Brown just had a little bit too much testosterone going early and fired that one just a split second, a hair early. But a great pass by Victor Nichols. And this is a match right now where the Sentinels trailing by 5. Just go out there and play hard and see what happens. But give it all you got. Don't succumb to fear. Don't succumb to the scoreboard. Don't succumb to knowing that the game is sealed. You're playing hard to the end because you're building. You're building for the next game. And that's Friday night against ALA QC right here. And Doc, high school sports, you got to have a short memory.
Yeah.
You're only as good as your last contest. That one's knocked away. Sentinels keeping it alive on the back end. Defenders trying to punch it up. And the Titans taking it away. The Sentinels got some numbers, got to put some physicality. And that's a call going against the Titans. Foul call, and Seton will get the ball back. So, Ali Acuna between the pipes. He saw a lot of shots in that first half. And all he can do is continue to battle. And the Sentinels, good work there. Josh Brown as well as Dahl giving chase. Outworking the back end right now of the Titans. That one's knocked across, and the T-Birds will try to clear it out. And coming up on that left side, Elias Ramirez. Ramirez works it to the middle of the field. Titans doing a nice job and working it quickly to Costa, and you don't want to leave Costa open.
No.
And right now the Sentinels putting 3 defenders on him, and that's a good thing. And Acuna coming up and with the diving save. And there is a player on the field for the Titans, and we'll take a look. And looks like that's just some cramping right there, Doc. And
yeah. And it's hard to beat that, when you're playing such a long and grueling game like soccer. I mean, you're running the entire 80 minutes.
Christian Archena Martinez picking himself off the turf. And Doc, as you mentioned, it's really a physical onslaught on the body. And, you play baseball, and I played baseball back in the day. And look, the physicality needed to play baseball and to play soccer are just 2 different levels.
Very much so.
You've got to be in such great shape to play this sport because you're running nonstop. It's a relentless stop, start, torque on the body, make that a torque on the body, and you just got to be in the most tremendous shape. And, if you're not conditioned well, and in this case, nothing against Martinez. I mean, of course, he just might not have hydrated well enough for this contest, right, Doc?
Yeah, absolutely. And, he's lucky that it was, something only as small as a cramp. But, injuries like that, especially with the hamstring, are so common in these endurance running sports. So it's good for him to, hopefully re-enter into this contest. But for the Sentinels, here they go again on offense. And, a pretty blatant pushing foul there. Nothing is called.
And Josh Brown hits the turf, picks himself back up, and Josh Brown trying to counter in midfield. Sentinels taking it away, and then Titans, and they've got a 2-on-2 opportunity. Open turf, shot is up, and that one is high to the right. And a good stroke right there by Nathan Antunes, the defender, a freshman defender.
And now the subs are in for the Titans, and it looks like they're switching their entire field.
Yeah. So you got to applaud head coach Kirk Mierig. He gives his frontline guys the whole first half and some additional time in his second frame. He says, look, we're up 5. I got to build depth. And, I mean, Doc, how many times have you seen And you hate to see this, right? You see a coach who'll just stick his starters and keep them in until the very end, but that's not conducive to the long haul and what you're trying to do for your team.
No, definitely not. And then, coaches like that are the most surprised when they have to put a bench player in and he underperforms. And it's like, come on, man. You never gave him a chance. You never gave him a chance to adjust to the pace and the rigor of actually playing in a real game.
Yeah. I mean, the bottom line, the best experience is playing time, and you got to learn how to fight through. And for athletes coming off the bench, I mean, it's you get that adrenaline going. You're battling for playing time. You got to be out there working hard. That's the most important thing is to have that fight when you come in. I think sometimes, I think athletes, everyone wants to be a starter, right? But it's like, it's all about maximizing what you do when you're on the field.
Yeah.
And whether it's 5 minutes or 10 minutes or 2 minutes, just make an impact when you're out there.
Yeah.
Go about it, know the game, know your role, play hard. And you have to walk off that field. I don't care if it's soccer, football, baseball, softball, basketball. You go out there, you give 150% and do what you're taught, you're going to have a chance to be successful. But if you're out there, you're not focused, and you're kind of like, you're crying the blues because you're not a starter, well, it doesn't help your team success, and it's not going to help you be an instrumental part of the team going forward. So, for Kirk Mierig on the other side, he brings his second unit in. They're going to get some valuable playing time, and down the road when they get into league play, it's only going to continue to build his brand and give these young men an opportunity to not feel the adrenaline rush of being on the field. They're like, I'm used to it. I'm ready to go. I can handle this. And the same for Seton. They're going to get some of the younger guys in and get an opportunity to be out there, and good, bad, or indifferent, they got to learn under fire.
Yeah.
And credit to Seton in the second half. They've played this Titans team. They've won this half so far, and they're winning it yet again. They've got a goal from Eduardo Borboa and Jackson Jenna. That one is pushed over the crossbar on a great shot from deep. So they continue to fight and fight hard in this second frame, and there's no give up, and that's what I love. And Coach Grant Wagner, who's watching this contest right now, we always appreciate him. Grant, one of the nice coaches on the Seton Catholic campus, is always providing words of inspiration and hope for both the men's and women's side. Believes this men's team has a lot of potential. And what I'm loving about this second frame, they're fighting. They didn't quit. And there's too many times you get young men or young women, they look at the scoreboard like we're done and they cave it in, but they're out here and they're going to be a better team for this effort in the second half. And Josh Brown, look at him yet again laying out on the turf, and that's a shot drilled, and looks like that was Victor Nichols who ripped another. And Victor Nichols has had a really strong second half, and make that, yes, that was Victor Nichols on the shot, and he's had a strong game. He's had a lot of shots on goal, and the shots are there, and they're taking them, and, that's good to see. Last year, I don't know if the Sentinels would have had this many shots on goal, but they're getting good opportunities, and they're playing hard in the second half as we wind down to the 23 minutes and change in this second frame. Now coming up, the Titans trying to get some more offensive production, and there's a whistle blown, and that's going to go back in favor of, looks like the referees are going to talk that through, and the Titans are going to have an opportunity. So Coach Baker working that sidelines, and he's perusing, and the referee talking to Eduardo Borboa. The call is going to go against the Sentinels. So a free kick opportunity from that right side. And that's going to be an opportunity for Oswaldo Gordian Ramirez. Oswaldo maybe might try to pooch it up over the front line defenders of Seton and maybe try to get it over the head of Acosta. And here it is. And just like that, we called it and nails it right into the stone wall. And taking the brunt of that was Matt Albanese.
So they move now to a corner kick. And a quick little play there.
Shot is up, and that is ripped high and over the crossbar as well. So the Titans, they've got some talent coming off that bench. Ramirez letting that one rip. 7-2, Seton trailing in this second half. Dr. Adam Perry, Joe Pequeno on the call with the great one, Paulo Hutchison, live stream. Sentinels coming up that left side. No call made, and a good no call as Henry Trin took the ball away. Shot is up, and that one is trickles out of bounds. Josh Brown gave it a good look. And Josh Brown's leaving it all out there, and that's all you can ask from the young man. Out there battling hard, working hard, and a lot of good efforts. Sentinels trailed at half, 7-1. Second half, they have not allowed a goal, and they got a goal from Eduardo Borboa.
Yeah, much better half for the Sentinels, and they're playing a lot harder. They're playing better soccer, and they're playing as a team.
And right now, Coach Baker's taking some chances. He's got his defensive unit coming up at the midfield stripe, and right now he feels that's what they're capable of doing. They're controlling the pace, and they're taking on that second unit of the Titans. So it's okay to take some chances. You're down the scoreboard. You got to try to manufacture, jumpstart your offense. And if you can do that with your back end, keeping the possession in play as Borboa comes up. Eduardo tried to split a couple defenders, could not. And Nichols and the Sentinels maintain possession. We close in on 20 minutes left in this half. So I think for Coach Baker right now, he's just wants to see effort and energy and some good, solid execution. Borboa try to find Nichols, and that pass gets away. Titans will work it on the back end and reset. Coming up from that attacking back left. Kirk Mierig, the head coach. Acuna. And that was a tough move by Acuna there, who could have just secured the ball by grabbing it. Kind of a dangerous move on his part, and that one is ripped, and that one is in. Another goal for the Titans, and that was a bullet. And getting the goal was Oswaldo Gordian Ramirez, and that was just one that Acuna had no shot. That was high and hard in the upper right corner. And it's an 8-2 lead.
And a Sentinel went down after that goal. He's coming off the field. Off the pitch, apologies.
And that's Victor Nichols. Looked like he might have turned an ankle per se, and he's coming out. Victor's had a good second half. So basically, if you're just tuning in, we appreciate you dialing us up. This started well for the Sentinels. Josh Brown scored early, going coast to coast and beating Jackson Jenna, and then it was the Titans really kicking it into gear, taking a 7-1 halftime lead. Brian Costa with 4 goals. Jackson Trin with a pair. Christian Argenta Martinez added another for a 7-1 lead. Second half, Edward Barboa made it 7-2, and Oswaldo Ramirez just made it 8-2. So in that first half, Doc, it was essentially the Titans controlling the offensive possession, seeing a little flat-footed defensively, and just getting raced by.
Yeah.
And now in the second half, it's been a little bit more even. The Sentinels offensively have made more noise. Defensively, they've put more double teams on the on ball pressure, and that's been really the difference. They've played this one a little tighter. Good learning curve. The team is going to learn and be better from this. Sometimes you got to get smacked in the face, and it makes you go back and makes you want to learn harder and play harder. As Acuna gets up and secures that one. Closing in on 18 minutes left. And the Sentinel takes a tumble on that left side.
And the Sentinels will gain possession on that penalty there, right past midfield in Titans territory.
So, Doc, Christmas Day, is your mom cooking at the house?
We will actually be in New York visiting family on on Christmas Day, so she will not have to cook anything. I believe her mother will be cooking, my grandma.
New York City?
About 20 minutes outside the city in Yonkers.
Okay.
Yeah, so a little bit of a rural area, urban-ish. Good mix.
Yeah, so if grandma's cooking up a fiesta, what can we expect?
Oh, man, my grandma can cook, and her signature dish is, around the holidays, she sticks to a good old turkey, and, you can't go wrong with turkey on Christmas Day.
Can't go wrong with the dirty bird. Who doesn't love a good old turkey, right?
Absolutely.
I mean, turkey's like universally fun, great,
Yeah,
right?
yeah.
I mean, Thanksgiving, so good. Christmas, it's fantastic, you know. A little physicality, Borboa getting in a little bit of a melee right there, and
Yellow card. Yeah, some extracurricular activity right there after the ball went out of bounds.
so it looks like the yellow card was called against Thunderbird. Matt Hornberg. Or that might have been called against Borboa.
Yeah.
And needs to say that right there, Doc, that's a frustration right there of being down, and you know,
Mm-hmm.
you're looking up at the scoreboard in the course of playing, right? It's physical, things are going on, and you don't know what's being said as well, right?
Yeah.
I mean,
We have no idea.
we're watching and we're seeing body language and the ball going back and forth, but you don't know what kind of talk is being said, and you know, it's short little things, that small little comments here or there that can really push an athlete's, you know, barometer. And
Yep.
that one's ripped high and far to the left. And that might have been the case for Eduardo. And as Grant Wagner has told us, the former Seton coach, Eduardo's class kid, great personality, and does a tremendous job for the team and has a bright future. Not just in soccer, but in life. So we got a corner kick opportunity. Sentinels, and this one's a good quality boot, and there was not a Sentinel near it, and that allows the Titans to clear it, working it upfield. And then taken away. Good defensive effort by Logan Sauer. Shot across. Sentinels taking it back the other way. So Grandma makes the turkey. What else can we find in the menu?
The mashed potatoes are going to be a classic, and maybe some Brussels sprouts as well. I mean, it varies year to year as well, but those are typically the three staples. And, shot almost on goal right there.
Acuna with
Just
the
wide.
diving stop, just got a piece of it as it goes off and trickles out of bounds. So I'm a big fan of Brussels sprouts. I mean, as I get older, I love vegetables.
Yeah.
Vegetables are just so good. But
Yeah.
mashed potatoes, is the gravy just rocking mash?
The gravy is out of this world.
Yeah.
It's phenomenal.
So it's
The
one of the-
gravy is, I would say the gravy might be the centerpiece.
So it's the gravy's so good. You take a roll and just whip the
Yeah.
gravy and just
Just for the gravy, yeah.
oh, that's so good. Gravy, mashed potatoes, yeah, sweet potatoes, turkey,
Sweet potato, oh, yeah.
stuffing. Stuffing is part of it too.
Yeah.
Oh,
It's like almost a Thanksgiving part two.
yeah. What kind of desserts is on the menu?
Oh man, whatever she's feeling on that day. Sometimes she'll make like Zeppelis.
What's Zeppelis?
It's essentially like a fried. It's just fried dough. Basically.
Oh, yeah.
Like at a fair you would get.
Yeah, and there's meat inside, like a meat pie.
Sometimes, yeah.
Yeah. So my mom's Dominican, and she used to make those meat pies as well. Like, it's fried dough, and you put the little meat in. She put little raisins in hers.
Wow.
And they were always so good.
Yeah, that sounds delicious.
Oh my God! I mean, the meat pies itself, of course, it's fried dough, so it's a little on the fattening side, but it's heaven every time you eat it.
Yeah.
It's simply delicious.
Yeah.
So I won't have the luxury. I'm actually flying back from Florida on Christmas Day.
Oof,
I
good
got like
luck.
a 5 or 6 o'clock flight in the morning, and then I'm flying back, and it's going to be, well, the kennel won't be open,
Yeah.
so I'll be picking up my dog the next day.
That's a nice, a late, belated Christmas present.
Yeah. I was hoping, I don't like having my dog in the pound, and if I could get my dog earlier, as a matter of fact, I might ask if they can meet me, and I'll pick up the dog on the way home. You know, and my dog is. I hate to see my dog spend Christmas at
Locked
the pound.
up. Yeah.
It's just like I'd rather have her with me. And my dog is a 40-pound Airedale. She's a sweet girl and very shy, but
Wow.
loving, so loving. Just a tremendous, loyal friend, and
The most loyal creatures on earth.
they're the best.
Yeah.
They're better than people.
Yeah. Oh, yeah. Big time.
Yeah. I mean, all a dog wants is your love, to be cared for, and just to be fed endlessly.
That's it.
That's not a lot to ask for.
Yeah.
And I always, give my my dog food at the dinner table. I don't care. Like a little snack, whatever.
Yeah,
Here you go.
toss it to the side.
A little Scooby snack, right?
They've earned it.
Absolutely. So we're under 12 minutes left. Titans with an 8-2 lead. Seton will be back on the field Friday, taking on ALA Queen Creek. Of course, we'll have the action right here on the Seton Catholic Sports Network. And that is blocked by a Seton defender. Closing in on 11 minutes. So when you go to upstate New York, what's the weather like this time of year? Is it kind of 50s, overcast and rainy?
Not always rainy, but it is cold.
Yeah.
No matter what, it's just going to be cold.
Yeah.
And it's a different type of climate than we're used to here in Arizona as well.
It's more moist.
More moist.
I mean, I grew up in New York City, so
Yeah.
I've seen numerous 15-degree days with snow or cold wind and endless rain and never stopping, and you just don't want to be outside for a long period of time because it's so miserable outside. And
Yeah.
And as a kid, I'll be the first to admit, Doc, as the Titans are attacking on that upper white quadrant, I could handle that back as a kid because you're playing in snow and things like that. As an adult, my threshold now for cold weather is minimal.
Yeah.
Some extracurricular activities going on, and Sentinels, as Bourbeau is back in the game. Elias Ramirez and that dust up in the corner. Sentinels getting some of their role players into this one. Now under 10 minutes left, and so I won't have the luxury of having that super turkey day. So I think Christmas Day could be, I don't know, I might have to make a run to Jack.
Yeah.
Jack in the Box for the fajita pita. And
It's not a terrible idea.
Yeah, curly fries or something of that nature. And but no, the hot meal is, that's part of Christmas Day, man. You get up and look. I look at Christmas Day like Thanksgiving. You're gonna get up and just the food endless. You go back all day and just eat all day, and you're not moving from the couch much.
No.
And it's a good day.
It's a good day.
It's a good day to be the caveman. And I think on Christmas and Thanksgiving, Americans just essentially turn into cavemen and cave women, and that's okay.
Yeah.
You've earned that point.
It's a nice family, relaxing day, no doubt.
Yeah. And we wish all the families out there and the world of Seton Catholic and all the families out there a safe and happy holiday season. Wish nothing but the best for your families and for this Christmas holiday and in 2024. Doc, have you started thinking about your New Year's resolutions?
You know, actually, I don't really pay any mind to New Year's resolutions because, I don't know, I'm not too big on, I don't want to say superstition like that, but I mean, if I'm going to have a goal, I'm just going to set it and do it. I'm not a big believer in, waiting for New Year's Day to come around. But I mean, it's definitely a nice thing for people to, set goals and aspirations for the new year. But, for me, this coming year, I want to, get my real estate license, get some interning going on with you, Mr. Pequeno, and, build on our broadcasting as well.
Yeah. So there's a lot to learn in commercial real estate.
Oh, yeah.
And broadcasting is always just a fluid situation. Just continue to learn and get better at it. Do your research, and along the way, watch the game, get better. And you know what I do? I watch a lot of TV as a broadcaster and trying to up my game. I watch people like I respect. I love Mike Tirico, of course. And I'm a big fan of Joe Davis, who is now he did the World Series on Fox. He's doing NFL now. I think he's fantastic because he keeps the game interesting, and he's very conversational in the course of time, and
Yeah.
And I would take Joe Davis over and like Tirico over a lot of other people that have the name cachet. I'm not going to throw out the bigger names.
Yeah.
But there are, Tirico I think is the gold standard because he's just so good and so conversational and humorous and can laugh things off and just roll with anything at any given time.
Mm-hmm.
So I'm always watching, and the commercial real estate side, just got to grind every single day. Win that possession. You're trying to win that ball up the field, and good shot up the field. And Sentinels, Borboa stuck it deep on that long free kick. And they're going to try to close this one out hard in the final 6 minutes. But the great thing here is they didn't get trucked in this one. This one didn't end by mercy rule, Doc. They played on. And the Sentinels really won this second half. They played it dead even, I should say. But offensively, they've had more possession time than the Titans in this second frame, and a lot to build on. And Coach Baker and his staff and these young men will get right back to work. And, yeah, they can hang their heads shortly. But, Doc, you've been part of losses like this in your time on the diamond. What's the mindset going into tomorrow and Wednesday as well?
Yeah, I mean, the world is not over. They have another game on Friday. So they have to have a short-term memory here and, take some positives away from this contest, like, how they played in the second half, and hopefully carry that momentum into the next game on Friday. And you can't get stuck over little mistakes or even big mistakes. You just have to work on fixing them and doing whatever you can to improve as a team.
Yeah. And that's what the Sentinels are doing, a little bumping and grinding right there on the back end. And Titans trying to control it. Good ball movement by Elias Ramirez and finally cleared out by the Sentinels. And Seton trying to get one more, or maybe a couple more offensive pushes and make that score just a little tighter.
Yeah.
And something to build on. And make no mistake, another goal and another positive moment. This one adds fuel to the fire going into the next practice and the next contest. ALA Queen Creek comes to town on Friday. They'll make the trek from QC. Of course, Queen Creek located off the 202, down off the 24 area. Sentinels basketball team did a nice job. They knocked off ALA West Foothills in the East Valley Holiday Tournament, and also knocked off ALA Queen Creek. So the Sentinels basketball team took care of the ALA teams, and Seton will have that opportunity. Of course, the boys are back in action, the basketball team, Wednesday night. And John J. McMahon Gym, yours truly, the doctor, Freddie the Flamingo, Paulo Hutchison, the lean, mean, cool one, will be live streaming. And, of course, we'll have the pregame action. And we'll have the postgame coverage as well. And as we talk basketball, Coach Carter Abe and his team, you know, they won 6 straight, lost to Coconino, and a learning curve for them as well last Friday.
Yep. And high school sports are just an ever-evolving game of adapting. You have to adapt and roll with the punches, and we'll see how well this men's soccer team does that when they come out next Friday.
It's also
This
about
Friday.
harnessing the will, right,
Yeah.
Doc? I mean, you can harness the skill as much as possible, and skill's one thing, but harnessing the will is the most difficult thing in sports, because you can have great players, but if they're half checked in, it doesn't matter.
Yep.
That's why the great ones, the Michael Jordans, the Derek Jeters, the Kobe Bryants, the Tom Brady's, they weren't looking just to win one game or one championship. They were looking to always, and that one just off the mark, they were always looking for greatness in every opportunity to capture the moment. And everything they did.
Yeah.
Of course, Michael Jordan, considered the greatest basketball player of all time. Tom Brady, the greatest quarterback of all time.
You could say football player there.
Safe to say we can say that. Derek Jeter, of course, will go down as one of the greatest baseball players of all time, over 3,800 hits.
Yeah.
And the captain of the New York Yankees, I mean, doesn't get better than that. His legacy is fulfilled with multiple championships. And so for these young athletes and for Seton, it's about forgetting this one, harnessing the will to get better.
Yep. And, you know, they can end at least on a positive note. You know, the second half we've been talking about has been much better for them in the first. And I know that their starters, the Titan starters, came out after the first 15 minutes of the second half. But still, I mean, there was 15 minutes there where the Sentinels were outplaying the Titans.
And the Titans trying to make some noise in the final seconds, and Sentinels doing a nice job cutting off the angles and putting 3 defenders on the attacker. And another shot, and that one is in. And the Titans add to the onslaught. They tack on one more, and getting the goal and getting the headlock along the way. Isaac Garcia Quinteros.
One more for good measure.
So that's coming with 38.6 seconds left. So this is a Titans team led by their head coach, Kirk Mierig, in his 9th year, and a team that's got some potential and could do some damage down the road. Of course, Coach Kirk Mierig, he did play college soccer at Paradise Valley from Alaska, and he's got a good group of young men. This is their first time out, so he didn't know what to expect, and they answered the bell for him. And for Coach Baker and his team, with as the time trickles down, and this one is about to be in the books. And that's going to do it. Final. The Thunderbird Titans win 9-1 over the Seton men. And Doc, as we kind of reflect on this one, started really well. Josh Brown set the tone.
Yeah, I mean, it started phenomenally, the best possible scenario for Seton with an early goal, but after that, the train kind of fell off the tracks a little bit for them. A little bit of defensive deconstruction, if you will, and the Sentinels just could not recover in time before, I mean, the next thing you know, they look up at the scoreboard and they're trailing by 6 points.
And then we kind of see it from there. Brian Costa tied it. Jack Trin, Costa again. Costa 4-1. Costa 5-1. Costa. It was Costa.
Yeah.
Jack Trin 6-1. Christian Argenta Martinez made 7-1 second half. Eduardo Barboa got the Sentinels on the board, made it 7-2, and then a couple goals. Oswaldo Ramirez made it 8-2. Then Isaac Garcia Quinteros, and that was the final. So as we look at this one, some keys, Doc, you think ultimately for the Sentinels, areas we kind of talk about that they need to improve, and ultimately when we saw in the first half, they cannot be flat-footed defensively.
Yeah, and that put them in a lot of bad defensive matchups, bad defensive positions where it was one-on-one with their best striker in the box, and that's just unacceptable. And they improved on that in the second half, exactly what we were talking about, and they put themselves in much better positions to defend.
And that was really critical. And of course, at times it almost seemed like Acuna was just facing an onslaught of one-on-one situations. And a goalie's going to win some of those, he's going to lose some of those. And this is a gifted Thunderbird team, and Acosta is, Brian Costa that is a very good scorer. Put 4 up on the first half, and a very talented team, that a squad that went 9-8 last year and 4-1 in section play. And they've got their share of players back from that team from a year ago, so they're going to continue to make some noise, and Costa's going to help lead that squad and try to move it forward. So for Seton, they'll go back to work tomorrow to look at tape and regroup, as Coach Baker right now has his team at midfield talking about this matchup. And Doc, as you alluded to, season's not over. A lot of games to be played.
Yeah, a lot of games left, and hopefully the Sentinels can take this punch and roll with it and come out better on Friday.
And next matchup is Friday as they take on ALA Queen Creek. Of course, the women also in action against ALA QC. We'll have the coverage right here, and we appreciate you dialing us up right here on the Seton Catholic Sports Network. For Greg Buchanan and Terry Licht and the athletic department, as well as Jen Hutchison, who does so much, to Paulo Hutchison, who handles the live stream, as well as Nathan Crick, donating his time and effort, to Coach Baker, to the men's and women's squad, who gave such great efforts out here tonight in both winning and losing efforts. We appreciate their time, their effort, their energy, everything they do. And for the doctor, Adam Perry, I am Joe Pequeno. Everyone, happy holidays. We'll see you Wednesday night when the Sentinels basketball team's on the court at John J. McMahon Gym taking on Post and Butte. Happy holidays, everyone. Have a great evening.